So in this part, or part two of the ball animation, we're going to add rotation to the ball and squash and stretch. So let's do it. Okay, I've already turned off the ghosting from the previous shoot. If you haven't, go up to views. You can open up this file, I'll put it with video, and check show ghosting because we won't be able to see the rotation properly in this shoot. The other thing is just got to kind of let you know that the controller that does the rotation that 3ds Max's isn't very good for this type of continuous rotation. So Max uses the Euler X, Y, and Z controller, but there's a number of controllers we can choose. It doesn't like anything over 180 degrees. So there's a number of controllers that we can choose to put in place to do that. Okay, so let's go for it. Okay, so what we first do is that in your curve editor, select the main rotation track, not the X, Y, and Z part of it, but the main one. So over in this area here, where it says rotation, click on that guy. Alright, so you've got the main rotation there of the ball. You've got the ball selected, otherwise you wouldn't see this. Okay, so right click that, we're going to give it a new controller, and the one to use is called a TCB rotation. So we right click the controller here, and we look for the quad menu, we go for the quad menu and choose assign controller, so you'll see it just there in your quad menu. So you've got a list of controllers in here. The guy that you want to choose is the last one on the list, this one here. Press OK, select him and press OK. Okay, so with the single rotation one selected, which it should already be, we're just going to, we can't see with the controllers there, so you can turn it on basically. So go up to where filters is, click on that guy, and tick controller type just here on the left, press OK, and you'll see now that we have rotation TCB just here. Yeah, rotation TCB. Okay, so let's add some rotation to this. I'm just going to pick the rotation TCB, rotation just here, make sure that's selected. I'm just going to turn this off to get out of the way for a moment. Alright, so we need to bring our ball across this way. So I'm going to grab the rotation tool, which is E on your keyboard by the way. Before I do that, I need to turn on the auto key because this is an animation we're doing, and I'll bring the time slider over to frame 15. We just want to rotate it just 90 degrees to start off with. So if we go up here and we tick on angle snap toggle, and we grab the outside of this guy here and drag it forward, so this way, and when we hit 90 degrees, which is just there, let go, and you can see it down in here, down in your values. Alright, so we'll do that, and at the same time we will do over to 30, and there we'll do the same thing. We'll grab it and we'll snap it and we'll drag it around 90 degrees as well. I'm just going to slide this to just check the animation. You should be able to see. Beautiful. Okay, I'll put it back on frame 30. We need to then go, I'll just turn off auto key for a second. Need to go back into the curve editor. Yeah. We need to go to the parameters curve out of range types, and we're happy with the constant there. We're just lining it up with the other one we did before. So we're going to hit the outgoing relative repeat and press OK, so it matches up. I'll just click him off for a second. Let's just grab the slider and see what happens. In fact, let's just put it there and see if it all works. Play. fantastic, and it's repeating. Now we're going to add the squash. Okay, so you need to select the ball if it's not already selected, and we go over to the modify panel, over in panels, click the modify panel here. Where the modifier list is, grab the down arrow, and we're looking for a stretch modifier. So put in S and it'll take you to it. Where is it? Stretch. Okay, so we've got a stretch modifier in it. Now the first thing we need to do is just change some of the parameters here. Change this amplifier to minus 30. Hit enter. Okay. Now, so positive amplification tends to squeeze an object in the middle as it stretches, while negative amplification makes the middle of the object flatter, which is the effect we're looking for. Okay, so turn on auto key. On the parameters, drag the time slider to frame 6. So we're going to go back over here to frame 6, right here. Okay. On the parameters rollout of the stretch modifier, change the stretch value to 0.1. So that top bit there, change it to 0.1. So a little bit of a stretch there. Okay, click off it and you know that it's happening. Take note too that that red, I clicked off it to make it happen. That red brackets around there means it's animated. So drag your slider to frame 15 when it's sitting on the ground, 15. Okay, and change the stretch value to minus 0.2. Minus 0.2. Hit enter. Okay. Right. So what's going on here is that's not the angle that I wanted on, because I've got to change that. So I'm going to go back here where it says X, and I'm going to put it on the Y here. And also, while I'm at it, I'm going to fix up my mistake here, and I'm going back to the 6 here, and I'm going to also make sure that's on the Y. That's perfect, because you can see now it's stretched out a little bit that way, and it is squashing like I'd like it to squash when it hits the ground there. Okay, so let's now drag the time slider to frame 30 and change where it says the stretch value back to 0, which you can right click the spinners to do so very quickly, so it goes back to the normal one size. So then we have to turn off the auto key. Okay, so now we need to sort of bracket the squash so it doesn't begin before impact and goes away when the ball rebounds. So in this case we're going to copy the key in frame 6 and put it in frame 14, 16 and 24. Okay, so we basically grab this frame here, we hold down shift like we did before, and we need to put this guy on frame 14 just before it squashes, changes its shape. We also will do another one. We'll grab that guy. We need frame 16, which is just there, 16, and we also need frame 24, which is just there. So let's see what happens. Let's just scrub through our timeline and see what's going on. Beautiful. So make that a bit bigger. Let's have a look at our animation. Our ball starts off kind of normal. We come along and it sort of stretches out like a football a little bit, squashes there, bounces back, has that egg shape looking, comes down. Oh, we need to repeat it there and there. So what we need to do next is go back to the curve editor. Okay, so we'll just turn him back on again, And now we need to find out the, go down to the repeat the stretch. So we need to find the controller stretch modifier. So we need to go in, down and through here. So if I have a look here, you can see modified objects, and we've got the stretch, and we need to actually see I'll just open it up so we can get a bit more. Okay, so we need the stretch Bezier float. This guy, that's what we need right there. Okay, so so we do that, and we've got it selected. So I think it's this guy right down here, and then we go back up to the parameters curve out of range, and we use the repeat here, and then we press OK. The repeat, relative repeat again to match the rest of it. Let's see what happens. Play the animation. Oop. Stop him for a second, just to make sure everything's going. Yep, look at that. Squashing and going back up in like in a football shape. Perfect, just what we wanted. Great. So now you can actually, if you wanted to, you can go and render that out and see how your ball looks. Cheers.